Everything is completely broken in Atlanta, and the quiet panic echoing through this training camp right now is absolutely insane. A brand new, completely shocking depth chart has just been violently ripped open, revealing uncomfortable truths, unexpected veteran demotions, and a desperate gamble at the quarterback position that could either save this franchise or burn it straight to the ground before the regular season even kicks off. Before we dive into the total chaos happening behind these locker room doors, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The air inside the training facility is incredibly heavy, and the pressure on this coaching staff is reaching an absolute boiling point. Behind closed doors, head coach Kevin Stefanski just made a massive, potentially season-altering statement about who is actually running this offense, and who is being left completely out in the cold. When this team steps onto the field to face the Denver Broncos this Friday night, the opening series belongs to Tua Tagovailoa. But do not blink for a single second. The starters are getting an extremely strict maximum of 10 plays, or just one single series, whichever comes first. This is a highly calculated, overly cautious move designed to protect the prized asset while testing basic chemistry under center. The coaching staff knows the injury history, and with Tua dealing with a minor lower body issue earlier in camp, they are taking zero risks. The ultimate goal here is not to put on a flashy show. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees is going to keep the playbook incredibly boring, hiding the real masterclass concepts for the regular season. What we really need to see in those 10 snaps is Tua taking the ball from directly under center. We need to see the heavy packages. Bring out the 12 personnel, bring out the 13 personnel, and load the field with extra tight ends. If this offense goes out there, runs a boring 3-and-out, but shows genuine physical progress and chemistry under center, that is a massive win for the coaching staff. Stefanski even made it very clear that starting this Friday absolutely does not guarantee Tua is the locked-in starter for Week 1. He said they will cross that bridge when they get to it, meaning the pressure is still entirely on. But wait until you hear what is happening the exact second Tua walks off the field. You will not believe who is taking over. Who steps in to take the heavy snaps after those first 10 plays. It is not the electric rookie darling everyone has been screaming for. Instead, veteran Cooper Rush is stepping directly into the fire to pilot the vast majority of this Friday night game. Fans wanted the unscripted chaos of the undrafted rookie sensation Jack Strand immediately. But football is a cold, highly calculated business. Strand is an undrafted rookie coming straight out of Minnesota State Moorhead, a Division II school. Even though he threw for an insane 13,161 yards and 126 touchdowns in college, he has never faced a real, live NFL defense outside of his own teammates in practice. Handing him the keys right away in the first quarter would be throwing a 22-year-old kid straight to the absolute wolves. So, Cooper Rush gets the call to run the second-team offense. Rush was signed off the street just days ago after Michael Penix Jr. was not cleared for full 11-on-11 work as he continues his long rehab from a brutal ACL tear. Penix is watching from the sidelines, completely unable to fight for his spot, which leaves the door wide open. Jack Strand is going to have to wait until the deep, dark fourth quarter to finally prove his worth against Denver's third-stringers and fringe roster cuts. Can this 6'5", 240-pound rookie use his massive NFL-caliber arm to steal a final roster spot, or will the Friday night stage simply prove too big for him? Who do you think deserves the backup quarterback job behind Tua? Cooper Rush, Michael Penix, or the rookie Jack Strand? Drop a name below right now. If you thought the quarterback room was an insane disaster, just look at what is happening in the trenches and with the playmakers. The unofficial depth chart is finally out, and it is absolutely packed with total surprises that nobody saw coming. Let's talk about the offensive line first. Starting right tackle Juwan Taylor is still dealing with his injury, and was just lifted off the PUP list. The team is slowly, carefully easing him back into action so he does not suffer a massive setback. Because of this, Michael Jarrell is getting the incredibly stressful nod as the starting right tackle. He has been taking the majority of the first-team reps in camp, lining up next to Chris Lindstrom, Matthew Bergeron, and Ryan Neuzil. But right behind Jarrell is Brandon Walton, who is fighting tooth and nail to steal that swing tackle job. Meanwhile, young Ethan Unianwa has been pushed down to the third string despite getting some massive first-team reps earlier. On the outside, the weapons are getting sorted in a brutal fashion. We all know Drake London and Bijan Robinson are the absolute stars of this show. But opposite of London, Jahan Dotson is listed as the starting wide receiver, with Dylan Drummond fighting desperately right behind him as the primary backup. In the slot, Olamide Zach Hose is holding on to the starting job for dear life, fending off the incredibly explosive Zach Branch. And do not forget the tight ends. When Tommy Rees dials up those heavy 12 and 13 personnel packages, keep your eyes glued to Charlie Warner. He is stepping in as the tight end too, and he is easily the best pure blocking tight end in this entire locker room. If this rushing attack is going to destroy defenses, Warner is the hidden key that unlocks the whole system. But wait until you hear how the defense is tearing itself apart trying to secure starting jobs. Defensively, the roster battles are turning into an absolute bloodbath. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has made it perfectly clear that the defensive game plan against the Broncos is going to be incredibly boring. No crazy blitz packages. No wild, unscripted stunts. He just wants his guys to play fast, hit hard, and fly to the football. But up front, the defensive line is dealing with a massive reshuffling that is shocking everyone. With Jalen Walker completely out for the season and JPJ waiting on a frustrating suspension, the edge rushing duties are falling on guys who absolutely have to step up right now. Brandon Dorlus is starting on the outside, and veteran Samson Ebukam is lurking right behind him. Ebukam has the experience and the pure power to take that starting job back if Dorlus makes even one single mistake. Then you look at the other side, and Cameron Thomas has incredibly jumped Azeez Ojulari for the starting edge spot. Nobody expected Thomas to push ahead of Azeez, but Azeez has not had the huge, standout camp performance that the coaches were begging for. However, the biggest, most insane storyline on this entire defense is happening right in the middle. Defensive tackle Mason Smith is dominating this training camp so thoroughly that he has basically forced the entire defensive front to adjust around him. He is the projected starting one-technique defensive tackle, completely overpowering offensive linemen every single day. He is playing so well that the coaches are even trying to bump him outside just to see what kind of damage he can do on the edge. Zach Harrison is surprisingly listed as the backup right behind Smith, proving just how incredibly deep and crowded this interior line really is. The coaches are sending a harsh, brutal message to every single rookie on this defense: you have to earn your stripes. Nothing is given. Everything is earned through blood, sweat, and perfect execution. Take the slot cornerback position. The highly touted rookie Avian was expected to make a huge splash, but veteran Darnay Holmes is currently locking down the starting nickel spot. Both guys have taken heavy reps with the first-team defense, but Holmes has put together a masterclass of a training camp, simply making zero mistakes. At the safety position, keep an incredibly close eye on Sidney Brown. This guy is an absolute Swiss Army knife. He can play deep safety, he can drop into the box and stop the run, he can play outside, and he can cover the slot. He wears multiple hats for this defense, and while we do not know exactly how much he will play against Denver, his pure versatility is going to make him a nightmare for opposing offenses this year. At the linebacker spot, there is a massive sense of relief. Divine Deablo is officially wearing the green dot, meaning he is the central nervous system of this defense. He missed a few practices earlier, which caused a huge wave of panic, but he is back, he is healthy, and he is ready to lead. Christian Harris is lining up right next to him as the other starter. Meanwhile, incredibly talented young players like Harold Perkins and Kendall Daniels are being forced to wait in the wings. The coaches are telling them to earn their stripes on special teams before they ever sniff a starting defensive role. Special teams rarely get the spotlight, but this unit is completely loaded with raw, game-changing talent. Zach Branch is stepping in as the primary kick returner, acting as a terrifying utility weapon every time he touches the ball. Brian Robinson is locked in as the punt returner, ready to flip the field position in an instant. Nick Folk remains the insanely reliable kicker, Bradley Pinion is booming punts, and Liam McCullough is the flawless long snapper. There are no surprises here, just pure, reliable execution. Friday night against the Denver Broncos is not just another meaningless, boring preseason game. It is a high-pressure cooker where NFL dreams are either made or completely destroyed. The playbook will be stripped down. The play calls will be basic. But the pure, raw effort required to make this roster is going to be off the charts. When the dust finally settles on Friday night, we will absolutely know who belongs on this roster and who was just making empty noise in training camp. The coaches are demanding perfection. The fans are demanding a winner. And the players are fighting for their absolute professional lives. The real answers are about to be brutally exposed under the bright stadium lights, and everything we think we know about this team is about to change forever.